Hello everyone, and welcome back to King's Quest VIII. So, now that we've moved on, I'm starting to put down save files for the beginning of these areas, just in case I need to go back later. Hopefully I haven't saved over this one by accident, yet again. Come on. Jeez, alright. And we're back right where we left off. So, I said that I was about to get jumped by skeletons, and I was not wrong. I don't know why you lose control of Connor for this one bit. If they wanted me to run into the skeletons, why did they just put him closer to the entrance?
Lord Asriel's sanctum.
Hark, spirit, to the contest then.
Give me your flesh.
Well, that was easy. Whoa, yeah, I forgot about these guys. You'd think they would have been standing by the entrance too. You know, supporting their archer buddies. Remember, archers are far less effective in melee combat. These guys also drop broadswords.
This is an efficient broadsword.
But it's weaker than my current weapon. Although if you didn't get the sword from the lake, you'd want to take the broadsword. I think if I remember correctly, we're going to be sticking with this sword through this entire area. Because I don't think there are any better weapons. Mostly just stuff the skeletons drop. You can also get maces from them, which are better than the broadswords, but still not better than this sword.
At the appointed time, all shall be judged.
That was a lot of experience for just reading a thing. So yeah, this is the Dimension of Death. I think it's pretty cool. You can see it's kind of got an Egyptian Land of the Dead sort of theme.
Who might this stone idol represent? Ere the lever of life spins round the pedestals of death to unlock the sacred sanctum of Asriel, Lord of Death. Who might this stone idol represent?
You're a little bit slow, Connor. Anyway, this thing's pretty obviously something we want, so let's go ahead and take it. And we're actually supposed to turn off these torches using the lever, but I think I'll poke around here a little bit because there are other things of interest. Particularly, crates. I'll bet that one feature you weren't expecting from the Egyptian-themed area is big wooden crates everywhere. You might have expected pools of blood.
Oh, blood. Whence came it? A fallen warrior. How came this? Why, even his iron shield is broken in pieces.
You know, the way these boxes are arranged is kind of suspicious. Kind of makes me wonder if the boxes killed him. Maybe we should keep an eye on these. They might be like weeping angels or something. Be gone, foul boxes. Won't beat me in an arrow off. I think I'm gonna switch to melee for this guy. Aw, jeez, come on. So yes, first thing that we can find in the boxes. Skeletons. Second thing, mice. I don't know what's up with that. And of course, they wouldn't be random strewn about receptacles without healing items that fly into the air when we shoot them. Sometimes they're empty. I tend to be nervous about the empty ones though, because I expect skeletons to come out of them. And this one contains spirits. This is why you don't want to hit the boxes with a sword, because if those things fly through Connor, they'll hurt him quite a bit. Another interesting thing I found recently is a link to the manual of, whoa. Switch to melee. Melee. I got this. Okay. They seem to have lost interest in...
Skin you and pick your bones.
Well, isn't that rude? Whoa. Usually they don't fall apart in one hit. I think the game does vary up the stats of individual enemy types. Because you do see that a lot, where some of them are particularly weak and some of them take a bit more punishment. But anyway, yeah, I did find the manual, which is cool, because I was actually hoping to
The
see
spectre
if
of death guards o'er the lever of life.
I was hoping to find my real-life copy of the manual at some point, which I haven't seen in years, so it's probably long gone. One of the big interesting things about the manual for this game is that it actually...
There is but one gate to life, but the entrances to death are many.
Interesting. The manual actually contains a rundown of every monster we'll see in the game. So I wasn't just making up the names of monsters. They are in fact the actual real names as given by the manual. Why that information is not in the game itself, I don't know. I guess it's just
Aha! It fits!
kind of a what's the word? A trope of the time that manuals were considered more, I guess, companion pieces to the game itself. Whereas nowadays you kind of, whoa, that thing is glitching out kind of badly. Nowadays you kind of expect all of the relevant information to be in the game itself. And in fact the manuals have become kind of superfluous, but they still tend to include them just out of habit, I think. I don't think anyone really really reads manuals much anymore. When I was younger, I used to read manuals for games all the time. So the fact that the manual for this game had explanations of all the monsters that, you know, this is an awfully convoluted way of opening a door. But yeah, the fact that this manual had a rundown of all...
The door opened!
Sounds! I should integrate that into my everyday speech. That's just awesome. Yeah, the fact that it had all the monsters in it was pretty awesome for me, because I love that stuff. Anyway, so the reason I'm going back here is we should make a note of the 5 symbols on the door, because they're going to be important for a puzzle. So we got this pitchfork thing, something that looks like a... I don't remember what they look like. I think when I was a kid, I brute forced this
Could
puzzle.
this be the sanctum of Lord Asriel, whoever he is?
Especially for a long time, I couldn't get any further than Daventry. So pretty much all I had of the later areas was the manual. Now this threw me off earlier because the texture glitch actually does hurt you here, because you can't see the symbol. And of course it just happens to affect...
Sounds!
It affects the symbols a lot of the time that you actually need to see. So we have this one, this kind of half circle thing is next. You can really easily brute force this if you have the patience, because you know there are enough possibilities to guess. I had no idea to look at the entranceway when I was younger. I don't think I even noticed that there were symbols or anything of note on it. This was the yeah, next one. So for those playing along at home, it's actually possible to predict 1 or 2 pieces of Connor's dialogue in the following conversation. In fact, I did call one of these the first time I went through it. He's kind of a predictable guy in some ways.
Thou young mortal, thou art the champion eternal? Methought thou wouldst be more regal.
I thought this game
It
was
is
called
true I
King's
sprang
Quest.
not from noble stock, but my resolve is strong and my challenge is clear. And sire, may I inquire of your identity?
I am known as Azrael, Lord of the Dimension of Death. But now I feel I rule over naught. My gods, they have revolted. They have fallen under the influence of wickedness. And the souls they once shepherded, they run amok.
How came this, my lord?
Thou knowest, the mask of eternity. It hath been ravaged. Corruption hath triumphed. But thou, Sir Champion, hast been chosen to defeat this vile wickedness. And I can aid thee. Here is my key to unlock the gate to the compound of death. On its far side, thou shalt find the River of Death. Cross it to continue thy journey to the realm of the sun.
The
The
realm,
realm
of
of
the
the
sun?
sun?
Aye, 'tis the sacred realm of the Mask of Eternity.
Tell me, Lord Asriel. I am seeking 4 lost pieces of the mask. Do you have any knowledge of their locations?
Unhappily, I know not.
So be it. I will persevere and find them. I will return the mask to its rightful place. The world will be sweet once again.
Assuredly, Sir Champion. Farewell to thee.
You know, the world will be sweet is kind of an odd way of putting it. I don't know. Maybe Connor is secretly from the 90s. The world will be totally sweet, man. I think Connor might just be overly sentimental about his house, or his hometown. Maybe his house too. Trying to think if I should shoot these guys before opening it up, because there is an arrow guy on the other side. I think if I, let's see. Not hitting shit.
Your death is mine.
Ah, there we go. Without getting hit that time, too. It's a good thing, though, that the enemy arrows move at the speed of molasses. I hit a crate, too. Gotta be careful about those crates. You never know what's gonna be in them.
Ha! The key worked.
Awesome. And another sword on the ground. And this is not my most favorite of cameras. Although I do kind of appreciate the fine control that you're offered with the mouse control. That is kind of nice. But I'm not entirely sure this camera was ready for prime time. I guess, considering I think this was their first 3D game, it's not bad. I should be saving fairly frequently. A significant feature of the Dimension of Death is that for the first time, the standard enemy you run into a lot are the skeletons, which are actually, you know, trained soldiers with weapons. You know, most of the enemies we ran into in Daventry were just, you know, zombies and maybe some Spriggans. Oh, whoops. Okay. We will mock you by running around your corpse. Yeah, and then Spriggans tend to not actually gather in that large a groups. I mean, you know, my most pitched battle against the Spriggans was the one time in the Castle Keep, where there were 2 of them. So it's a pretty significant jump in the efficiency of the enemies, and so you kind of have to take them more seriously. And I'd like to take out some of the guys from a distance, but they're fairly fast, and switching to the melee weapon does take quite a bit of time. Do you think they see me? I might want to go a different way, because I think,
Stop, mortal. Desist.
Jesus! It's a lot of archers. Heal up. Okay. Of course, the archers are actually smart enough to run away from you. Alright, so it's a pretty intense battle to introduce us to this area. The Compound of Death. There's going to be a fair few more difficult battles ahead. Like I said, these guys don't play around. They're pretty tough. And this is a fairly important key. In fact, when I did my pre-recording run, I should make sure not to save over that. When I did my pre-recording run, I went left instead of right there, and I ended up exploring quite a lot of the area before I even noticed this key. There's also another place I want to visit. I'm trying to stick to using mushrooms most of the time and only using the crystals when I really need them. More wandering spirits. Those things are actually fairly,
Pick your bones.
they're fairly easy to avoid, but you will see them kind of just meandering around in a lot of areas, and they don't want to hurt you. They aren't hostile, and you can't hurt them because they're incorporeal spirits, so really you just want to stay out of their way. Although there will be some hostile spirits showing up. So the Dimension of Death itself mostly consists of a rather large labyrinth, or maze. Those of you who are pedantic about it will note that a labyrinth is traditionally a area with only one path. Yes, I'm getting pedantic myself, but it's a big maze. So I wanted to visit this area first because we can get a pretty good we can get an armor upgrade here. I don't know if it's that good, but yeah, armor upgrade, which is definitely a good thing to have. We're gonna get some use out of this rope and hook. It's a good thing that it was required in Daventry, or else we might have missed it, and then what would we do?
Come forward, mortal. I crave your soul.
Okay, so this guy's kind of a funny enemy, because you can't actually kill him the normal way. You actually have to knock him off the platform. Come on.
My soul is not yours for the taking.
Haha, awesome. Boom! That is how you do it, man. It's pretty satisfying to see that guy fall all the way down to the bottom of this tower and explode into 1,000 pieces. Although, I don't know, for a skeleton this doesn't really seem like a very big fall. But I guess,
Excellent. Chainmail will prove useful indeed.
I guess it's better than having to climb like, 100 feet. 1 point of a defense. Every little bit counts. I do want to try and not waste healing items here, which you easily could. Fortunately, there is in fact an area that will help us to use less of our healing items by providing infinite healing. And so I think now that I have my armor, I should make a beeline for that area. And I will also if I go straight there, I'm going to end up kind of sequence breaking a puzzle because I already know the answer. I'm sure the first time that I accidentally overwrite this save file, which I feel like I probably will, you guys are gonna be like, no, don't do that. I hate to kind of do this bookkeeping stuff in the middle of the recording, but this won't take more than a moment. I think I should just do a backup of this. I'd really like to make this like a permanent save file. Maybe it can copy the file somewhere so I don't lose it. Because I really would hate to overwrite this. Since I do want to be able to revisit the beginning of any location in the game. Just in the process of recording. I mean, you saw the whole thing with the ribbon with Ichi. Assuming you watched that one. Anyway, backup done. Let's get back to what we were doing. You'd think that the save you're actually using would kind of float to the top. But apparently that is not something that the game does, unfortunately. You can't manually rearrange the files, which seems like something you'd really want to be able to do, considering that if you don't, but with the save at the bottom, every time you save, there's a chance of just saving over the one at the top, saving over the one on top by accident. Come on, come out of there. I know you're in there, or not. The crates are a strange addition to the Dimension of Death thematically. Considering the Egyptian theme, it's a little weird. Hold on. Those are gonna spit arrows at me. It's a little bit odd. Oops. Did I turn that on? Wow, okay, I feel kind of like a dumbass now. Anyway, yeah, I mean, did the Egyptians really even have wood? I mean, they lived in a desert. Kind of seems like an odd addition, and the wooden crates don't really seem to fit the theme of kind of the stonework and stuff. Also, that's creepy. I really like the kind of awesome creepy touches that this area has. And I see you guys. Die, puny mortal. I like the voice clips from the skeletons too. They're kind of awesome. But anyway, one thing that the crates do pretty well is...
It is beyond my reach.
Oh, come on, Connor. You've shown to have an unnatural reach for picking up items, so why not just reach across there? Anyway, one thing it does do really well is it gives you kind of this really interesting tension every time you open a crate, where you really don't know what's going to come out. If you're gonna find yourself in a fight, or if the wandering spirits are gonna come out and attack you, or if you'll get some kind of reward out of it. So I like that aspect from a gameplay perspective. I just wish they'd kind of done more to fit the crates in theme a bit more, you know? Yeah. I think you can kind of see what I mean when I call this area kind of a fantasy dungeon. Ooh. Melee out. I've gotcha.
Give it up.
You know, the weird thing is that these skeletons kind of seem to have some kind of weird organs. Are they lungs? They don't have any other organs except eyeballs, I guess. I don't know. It's a curious design for a skeleton monster. See, now the vases work a little bit more. Cause I mean, Egyptians had vases. Really try not to run into...
Give it up.
I did kind of brush up against one of those. Ooh, I hear zombies. Yep, our old friends the zombies are back. They really aren't any more threatening than they were in Daventry, although they do take more punishment. Pharaoh skeletons are annoying. Mice. I wonder if you can kill the mice. I don't know, I've never really... No, I guess it's a lie that I haven't tried. But they're hard to hit. Yeah, so, we're gonna be running into patches of these guys throughout the, labyrinth. And, they'll have varying formations of, archers, and, swordsmen and macemen? I don't know. So I'm thinking now that, even though we have this key, we may not want to use it right away because the key actually lets us into an area with quite a lot of enemies in it, which we will have to pass through eventually. Zombies. So I'm still confused about the metaphysics of this place, and the zombies in particular, because we see that there are souls in this place without bodies. So are zombies bodies without souls? Or are they bodies with souls in them? Because in the dimension...
A weeping child?
In the dimension of death, we see that souls wander free, but souls don't emerge from the zombies, and there are enemies from which, souls do emerge when they are killed. So, I don't know. And it kind of makes you also wonder how you can kill anyone in the dimension of death. But anyway, so Connor made note of a weeping child, and we will get to that in a moment. So here is the area I noted before that I wanted to get to, is this big open chamber. And this is a fairly important area because there are these whatchamacallit, there are 4 portals. I'm trying to clear the perimeter of the area so I know what it looks like on the map. 4 portals, and each of them leads to an area that is important. 3 of them lead to an area that is important to solving the puzzles ahead. And there's a special area we have to go to open the portals. It's not here. We actually kind of have to have a fight of a sort. It's a puzzle fight. And I'll explain that when we get to it. The funny thing is that you kind of have to go through this somewhat circuitous route to get there normally. But the funny thing is that platform with the vases on it, and this one too, you can use these to climb onto this upper area here. I still love that I can point to stuff with this cursor. This upper area here will actually lead us to it, as opposed to getting there on the ground, which is guarded by a bunch of enemies. See, this area is very calm. It's got calm music. Okay, so now we see the picture of where we're located here. This takes up a pretty large area of the labyrinth. It's just this big open room. So I guess this was them,
Whoever just and pure lights the torches of righteousness will meet the sylph of inner beauty.
So I guess this is them saving a few bucks on their level design budget by just having this really, really huge area, because you could kind of compact this down a bit, because you can see that there's a lot of, I think these all say the same thing. Yeah. This is kind of an big open area, with a lot of empty space between the borders and the relevant game elements, and the scenery and stuff. And this is the healing area. It's pretty convenient. I don't think it ever runs out. And so we can come back here as many times as we want. However, this is where I'm a little bit torn. Is that I don't want to waste too much time during the recording kind of going back and forth between, the different areas of the labyrinth and this place. So, lighting the torches of righteousness, basically we have to push these things off of these buttons, which you might initially think would activate the portals, but it doesn't. It actually has nothing to do with the portals at all. And in fact, while the portals themselves are a vital part of solving the puzzles of this area, lighting these torches and finding the sylph is actually entirely optional. And
It must be a statue of Lord Asriel.
now you're catching on, Connor. I guess this game isn't smart enough to do the thing where once you find out who Lord Asriel is through the inscriptions, he could tell who he is. I don't know. So I said it last time that I didn't know what this was, and I know now. These are rocks, and you can set them on the ground, and they push buttons, which will become important later on, I think. So, let's meet that sylph.
Hail, fair lady. May I slake my thirst at your well?
I pray thee, partake of my rejuvenating water. Beware, though, the corrosive water of the river of death.
She doesn't really have the demeanor of a sylph of beauty. I don't know. I'm gonna get myself in trouble if I make any jokes about this. But I don't know, the design seems a little off to me. Anyway, I have to talk to her again. And one thing I need to remember is to talk to people more than once. Which isn't that relevant to Daventry, because there aren't that many people.
Are you well in this wretched place?
Oh, I am not afeard. My magic protects me. My magic can protect thee also.
Me? How?
Bring me some rust and mold. By mixing those with my rejuvenating waters, I can concoct for thee a potent protective spell.
Done.
Yes, so potent spell. That's definitely something we want, and this is going to become important. It's not rusted, but we can fix that later. Also, is it just me, but I can't be the only one who noticed that she gestures toward her crotch every time she says rejuvenating waters. If it's just once, it can be a coincidence, but she did it twice. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I should try and keep a focus. And, not get distracted by, low-res, scantily clad women. Anyway. There's a wall I can climb, and I'm trying to remember where it is. It should be on the map somewhere. It's not really on the map. No, it is. I'm just not looking very hard, apparently. So I'm trying to think, when I go to the area to unlock the portals, if I want to do it by ground, or if I want to kind of go over using that trick I mentioned. I think I might go through it on the ground, because I'm going to have to kill those enemies eventually anyway. By the way, you guys should steel yourselves now, because we are about to encounter one of the most horrifying things that appears in this level, which is a child voice actor. Brace yourselves, my friends. Oh, and more boxes. I'm still under the impression that these boxes might be weeping angels. I mean, look how they're surrounding this girl here. Wait, I can't get a focus on because... I don't think there's any enemies in this area. There might be spirits, though. I mean, look at it. Every time we see a human character, they're mysteriously surrounded by boxes. Obviously, she's crying because every time she looked away,
She's beyond my reach.
They got closer. I'm on to you, murder boxes. You shall not harm this child. There's another money, right? I do think I'm eventually gonna get another microphone, a real microphone, so you don't have to hear my clicking every time I do something. Alright, that is starting to get kind of annoying, so let's talk to this small creature.
Young maid, are you all right? How came you here?
I'm in prison, sir. I followed my brother to this horrible place, but now I don't know where he is.
You followed your brother? But pray, how did you do such?
I hid behind a gravestone in Daventry and watched as my brother went to the church. A moment later, he rushed out and ran into the mausoleum. He didn't see me, so I ran in behind him. I saw him slip through a magical door, and I followed. But now I fear he's dead.
I shall seek your brother, young lady. But beforehand, 'tis important to safely return you to Daventry.
Because Daventry is such a
all right,
safe place
sir.
for a child right
But
now.
How? Those monsters imprison me here, and I cannot leave.
Take calm, lass. I shall find a way to free you.
Aye, sir. I trust you.
Oh, that was pretty bad. Fortunately, the cutscene pointed out this mushroom to me. However, there is another concern, which is that the tale of this this young girl and her brother raises so many questions. This is the box imprisoning her, which I did move out of the way, but for some reason I didn't move it
Here,
far enough
lass,
in my
an
test
exit.
run.
I don't reckon you should go alone.
No, sir. I know the way. I can run fast. Those monsters won't catch me.
All right, young maid. Run straight away home and wait there. I shall check on you later if I can.
Aye, kind sir. Thank you.
Besides, I killed everything between here and the exit. This is a bad idea. But I guess they don't want to give you, like, an escort mission, so, you know. So yeah, when you think about it, I mean, you can kind of see it at first. Her brother found the way to the Dimension of Death.
3 holds the key to creation and the infinite multitude of beings and numbers.
You know, he found the way to the Dimension of the Death.
Holds the key
Whoops.
to creation
Okay.
and the infinite
Whoa.
multitude of beings and numbers.
It's been a while since I've saved, actually, hasn't it? So you can kind of see it, but my first question is, we saw that everyone around us turned to stone. So, why didn't these two turn to stone? The other thing is
Give me your flesh.
that, at what point did these two cross over into the Dimension of Death? Because remember, we were running around Daventry in real time from the very moment that the cataclysm happened. You'd think that we would have seen these two people in Daventry if they were indeed trying to pass through the Dimension of Death like we were. And if the brother did solve the urn puzzle, I guess you might call it, and open the door to the mausoleum, why was it not still open when we came to it? Does it eventually shut? Well, it doesn't, because it's going to remain open for the rest of the game. You can take my word for it. If we ever return, it will still be open. I can't imagine a game design reason why you would ever make it close, of course. It just seems like a way to needlessly annoy your players. So, when you really think about this, it really doesn't make any sense. And so I really wonder, what exactly is the logic here? And I guess, when I read the manual, it seemed to imply that the door to the mausoleum opened up shortly before the cataclysm
Give me
happened.
your flesh.
Whoop. So I guess he could have passed through before the cataclysm happened. But if he did do that, the question should be asked, why did he want to go to the Dimension of Death? Because there was... Wow, zombies are really short-sighted, huh? I can't think of... If Daventry was still in...
Mortal, I want its power.
Arrows. I can't imagine why he would travel to the Dimension of Death before the cataclysm.
Give me your flesh.
I suppose that could explain why they didn't turn to stone, though. If they were... But it's not as though the cataclysm
Your death is mine.
was, you know, localized to Daventry, as it obviously affected this area. So, would the effect on mortals be different if they were in the Dimension of Death at the time of the cataclysm? I think I'm thinking of this way more than the developers did, honestly. See, this is where I want to go back, but if I trek back to the to this area every time I get into trouble, this could be a needlessly long video, but I think I might. If it becomes too tedious, I might just go ahead and skip it. I might use a different playthrough of this area just to help me preserve healing items. Although that's probably needlessly paranoid. I mean, I kind of doubt that I will ever seriously run low on healing items, but you know, if you waste them in the beginning of the game, you know, there's really not any going back from that if you find out that you run short much later. Although I am doing better than my test run, because I don't think I ever carried 90 mushrooms, in my test run. I'm trying to remember where everything is. Really, you just need to poke around and try and look through as many areas as possible. As long as you kind of explore, you're eventually going to run into, you know, find everything that you need. But I do kind of want to, you know, not let this get too meandering. So I kind of glossed over a inscription that I found that said that 3 is the number of creation. And wow, that guy was frail. Obviously he should have drank his... Whoa! Hey! How did I miss this before? Obviously he should have drank his milk. That's what
want your soul.
You guys really need melee reinforcements. I may as well keep my health up with mushrooms, because I've got quite a lot of mushrooms. Hold on. So 3 is the number of creation is an important clue for a puzzle in this game. And we will see that puzzle pretty soon, because it's associated with the 4 portals. Which we are, this is where we're going. We're on track for that right now. I think it's kind of a weird animation with the sword skeletons, where they kind of their rib cage falls apart and their spine is kind of hanging in the air. It's kind of like they're still attempting to get that kind of Mortal Kombat gore with skeletons, which doesn't really work because I mean they're skeletons. You can't really get gory with something that's already been dead and stripped of flesh, you know. I guess that's why they have weird lungs. Okay, so I should this is the thing, is you see these buttons. There are 2 ways of pressing these buttons, and one of them is with the body of a zombie, like this. The other way is, you notice I picked up this rock. And one of the things that you're supposed to do is, with these rocks, is to set them on these buttons. But you don't have to if you are careful with your use of zombie bodies. A very precious resource. By the way, uh-oh. Reason I say uh-oh is that some of these buttons may become difficult to press because zombies will only walk so far before they give up on you, and we'll probably see it here with this guy. He's like, screw this shit. Hello. And I need to find one zombie that's close to each of these buttons. Currently I used the wrong zombie on that one button. So we'll see if this pans out. What was I talking about? This is why I need, like, notes or something. Oh, no, I think we're good. Okay. We're in good shape. We don't have to use any rocks. Come on. And we're gonna be going back to the portal area anyway, so I don't feel any need to use healing items. One thing that's funny about the climbing down animation is if you look at it, you'll notice that the rope obviously isn't long enough, but then it just kind of abruptly gets longer enough to reach the ground.
4 thresholds to the halls of life. Dost thou seek war, respite, immortality, justice?
And walking along through the horrible, bizarre death dimension. Is there anything over here of interest? I guess not. So this is the area that you can climb up onto that I mentioned before. And this is not a portal. I don't know what these structures are for, because they aren't a part of any puzzle. I guess they're just decorative. And slide down. Leap. I should save. So, okay, and there are some kind of tricky bits in this. In particular, we're gonna have more jumping. Jumping over things, and...
Hall of Justice.
Is the Justice League there? Anyway, we're gonna have to jump over deadly things. You remember the cliff that you have to jump from to the
Hall
mausoleum?
Of Immortality.
No, that's not right. And you remember I handled that jump fairly easily.
Hall of Respite.
And I was really hoping that wouldn't happen, because now I'm going to have to knit together 2 files, which is going to lengthen the recording process, so I'm really looking forward to that. Not the recording process, the video processing process. Yeah.
Hall of War.
So that's kind of unfortunate, but what can you do? I was gonna say, this did happen to me a couple times when I was playing it in my test run, and really I don't know if there's much I can do about it. I like the music for this. It's weirdly upbeat. Jeez, these skeletons hit hard. I guess it doesn't matter how much damage I take, since I can just always go back and heal. So we've heard a bit about the River of Death, and this is it.
This must be the River of Death. Phew, what a foul stench arises from it.
Yep.
Perceive the eternal respite. A moment of pain for eternal life ever after.
Now this might get kind of embarrassing, because I did take several tries to do this in my test run, and I don't know. While I am having to kind of knit video files together, I might end up taking the opportunity to cut some of this out if it goes badly. And I make it in one shot, of course I do. I'm saving right now because I don't want to have to make you end up watch me try and make that jump again if I screw up or something. I really should have checked if the other recording didn't do something weird. It cut off at an unexpected time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the puzzle that I'm kind of sequence breaking. I will go over the hints as we see them, but the first important one is that 3 is the number of creation. In case you were wondering how we were going to get across the other way. We're good. Alright, so now we have a skull, and what do we do with it? Well, first of all is that we're gonna drink more healing water. And oh yeah, I forgot I need to do something in the River of Death. At the River of Death. I'm not going in the River of Death.
Hall of War.
But that's okay, because it's in here too.
Halt! Prepare to die.
What does happen if I die in the, Whoa! Hey! Didn't notice you there.
Stop, mortal. Desist.
No, thank you. What happens if I do die in the Dimension of Death? I guess my soul just pops out. And I'm like, man, that sucks. But hey, considering what Azrael said about how these guys have been doing a shitty job of guarding their spirits. Maybe I could just escape back out again.
War causeth great destruction and disturbance of equilibrium.
Sure does. Seems a bit of an understatement. But, you know, whatever. You'd think that the Hall of Respite would have no enemies in it. Maybe they should have taken the enemies from there out. And put them in here. On the other hand, I guess they probably just invaded the area. You know, Azra had this whole thematic thing set up with these four elements, and then they just kind of rush in and ruin the whole thing. So here we are. This is where the skull goes. Fortunately, I did pick the right one. Get.
It worked. Lo, what have we here? A feather? I have found a feather.
Don't know what it's for yet, but I'm sure it's the solution to a puzzle, because it came out of a box when I put a skull on a headless statue. So I said that 3 out of the 4 are essential to solving a puzzle, and the other one is kind of curious, because it is vital in the fact that it's kind of the reason that you're doing this, but I don't think you need to go here. But I do want to show it to you. And I guess I should note that you should kind of prepare yourself, because this is legitimately kind of gross. I'm not just joking like with the child voice actor.
Heal me and save me from all vile, frightful, and red things. How now? This appears to be an immense heart.
No. I don't even know what this stuff is that I'm waiting in. Let's get out of here. Yep. But hey, I did get a potion of reveal, I think that is. So I guess that's why it's worth visiting. Fortunately, our ordeal here is pretty much over, because there aren't any enemies here.
A weapon will not help me here.
How do you know that? This gigantic sword scale thing could come to life.
To bring all the forces into perfect balance.
And try and kill you. I mean, you don't need a weapon here, it's true, but how does he know that? What if there's skeletons hiding in the darkness?
It balanced! Hark. Is that a heartbeat?
Hail, Deliverer! Thou hast freed me and healed the Sacred Heart. The bloodletting hath ceased. Truly, thou art the champion eternal. The scales have proven thus. In the name of victory, Sir Champion, I wish you good speed.
Thanks, Azrael. You know, you're a pretty good guy. The Lord of Death gets a bad rap. Anyway, so this area here in the Hall of Justice is actually based on an Egyptian myth where when someone dies, their heart is placed on a scale against the Feather of Truth, and I think it's called the Feather of Truth in the Egyptian myth. And this feather reveals your sins, and if you have lived a life of sin, then your heart will be heavier than the Feather of Truth, in which case your heart will be torn apart by a crocodile god. And if your heart is lighter than the Feather of Truth, as we saw that Connor was lighter than the Feather of Truth, then you will be able to go to the afterlife. So that's the origin of that, which I think is kind of cool. I don't know. I guess you could maybe question the wisdom of just picking bits and pieces of Egyptian myth up. Whatever. Whatever. And more boxes. Let's see. I did check the time on the recording, and this is already run for an hour. So hopefully we can get this kind of moving along briskly. How much of the map have I explored? There's still some fairly large areas that I haven't gotten to. I think what I should do next is I think I am probably I'm gonna say that I'm ready to confront the fight behind the door that this key goes to that I mentioned earlier. I might, if this runs on, whoops.
Pardon me, good lady, but may I ask again those 2 items needed for a protective spell?
If thou dost not wish to heed my words, so be it. Good luck, champion.
Oh, I didn't know you could, that's interesting, they have a unique voice clip for that. Jeez, now I feel bad, that was kind of rude. But I didn't mean to talk to her. Jeez, now she's not gonna give me the protective spell, because I was such a douchebag. Anyway, try and keep the focus here. But yeah, if this runs too long, I might end up finishing up without exploring everything, and then going back for the experience points. I should have my sword out. But I do wanna, because there are some things you might miss if I because, you know, I don't remember where all the interesting things are. So, I don't know. Our first Weeper. These things are creepy looking, but they're honestly not all that threatening if you just shoot them from a distance. But they do emit wandering spirits, so that is the one thing you kind of want to be careful. If you get within melee range of them, they start sucking your life out. So it is somewhat inadvisable to engage. You can kill them with melee. They aren't like incorporeal and invincible. But it's just not recommended, especially since they are really weak against ranged weaponry. You can pretty much handily take them out without ever even seeing their attack animation. Is this the where the... Hold on. I should be collecting these rocks because I may need them later on. So this guy isn't a child voice actor, but I don't think he's very good either. So here's some more bad acting for you.
Alas! What happened, lad? You need aid.
No. I'm at death's door. I found an entrance from Daventry. My small sister followed me here. I pray she's still alive. I was searching for the hammer of Azrael. Without it, you can ne'er cross the river of death. You must find it.
It's a good thing that he lived right up until I talked to him. Or maybe it's not, I don't know. I really also don't know what these patches of lava? They're just piles of fire on the ground. Which also don't really... They don't really seem to fit in either. Can I just walk around it? I actually can. I don't know what exactly all these planks are for, except to ensure that if you try to jump, you will hit them right in the chest and fall directly into the fire. Kind of a dick move, Sierra. Okay, yeah, we should save here, because like I said, we do have kind of a fight ahead of us. Hopefully I'm at a high enough level to take it on.
Osteo. Get in there. Watch him, Humorous. Rub off his skull. Get him, boy. I'll bet 2 golds on Osteo. You're on. I'm for Humorous.
Osteo and Humorous.
Watch him. Pack him, Osteo. Pack him, Osteo. Suck him to him, Humorous.
I gotta use the hotkeys here. Jeez, I did tell you it was a pretty big battle. They just melee the hell out of you. Okay. Yeah, I need to remember to if I don't have to move my mouse manually to it, it'll make things a lot easier. So I'll have my finger on the 2 key, ready to. You know what I should really do is I should use my shielding potion too.
Slash him, Osteo. Get in there. Watch him, Humorous. Rub off his skull.
Whoa!
Get him,
Jeez.
boy. I'll bet 2 golds on Osteo. You're on. I'm for Humorous.
Okay.
Ooh, watch him.
Sword.
Suck it to him, Humorous. Back him, Osteo. Back him, Osteo.
Hey, come back here. Alright, can I not go over 99, or is it just a coincidence that it's at that number? Okay, coincidence. Another important key. What the? Come on, click. Up. The hell? Phantom mushroom? Let's see. What is up with this mushroom? I guess it doesn't really matter, but it just bugs me that I can't pick it up. Alright, and there's nothing else of interest here. They actually composed a lot of music for this particular area of the game. I mean, this is a unique track that I don't think you hear anywhere else. I think what I'm gonna do is save, and then go straight back to the healing pool. Trying to think of it. Like I said, I don't want this to run too long with just me kind of wandering around here. But I don't know. You get commentary from me, and doesn't that make it all worth it? I will try to continually keep you entertained, and also sincerely hope for no more crashes. This is a weird texture that it's using here. I think it's a stone texture, actually. Humanoid figures seem to get the this rock wall texture a lot. The skeletons were getting the same one that Connor was getting before. I haven't seen Connor get that much recently. I may try not to go back for healing too much from here, because if we should get aggressive about exploring these last few areas, and then maybe we can make this in a reasonable time. Ooh. Vases. There are no skeletons in vases. They're too big to fit. Whoops. No more phantom mushrooms. I've been doing good with my mushroom supply this game, so I feel good about that. Leap. Probably could just run around it like the other one, but you know, whatever. I wonder, you probably don't even have to pass through that area, since it's, since there are other ways around. Which you'd think they would put the fire trap in a more essential place. I don't know. Me forgetting buttons again. Does that turn off a fire trap? Couldn't hurt to pull it. Probably. Probably won't hurt to pull it. Passing through areas. Whoa, whoa! Right. There we go. Whoa! Hey! Huh. Oh, that's kind of cool. I forgot you could do that. Okay. Now we can see much better. Okay. That's cool. More fire.
Your death is mine.
Okay, that was a little embarrassing. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Shut up. And the loading takes a bit longer in the Dimension of Death than in Daventry. Which is funny, because I don't think this is actually as big of a map as Daventry is. It's, whoops. I guess I went farther back than I realized. Sorry, folks. This is really gonna set back, I should've just accepted the damage. Could've sworn I'd saved, like, right before then for some reason. I guess that's my memory falling out on me again. I walked all the way over there for nothing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna not try and rely on that too much from here. Because I do want to keep this brisk. Although it might be a little too late for that. Ooh, that was a little close. I still don't get where did that come from, these piles of magma or something? I don't know. Other than the ones that come out of boxes, the Wandering Souls aren't really much of a threat. I guess they more just set the tone than anything else, which isn't a bad idea. I think I am gonna save again. You should just save all the time. Save before and after you do anything important. Save halfway between the last important thing you did and the next important thing you're gonna do. Which may be impossible because you don't know when you're gonna do it, but do it anyway. Just save constantly. Save every 2 steps. Okay, that might be a little bit extreme. This is the exact same place I screwed up at before. I think I'm gonna come at these guys from another direction because I don't remember having to fight skeletons while walking over burning magma. Just seems like a hazardous way to go about it, you know? You can confront them at another time and another place. But I was kind of hoping to get to this area here, so I guess it's a little bit careless. Of course, it sucks back to where he is. I can see the whole map at once. Why doesn't need to follow his? Whatever. You can get pretty good resolution out of the map, so I don't know why they didn't just have it fill the whole space. and not scroll. I guess it's for bigger maps, maybe. I don't know. Ooh. More fireballs. Eh. There you are. I see ya. I don't remember running in these fireballs. There must be a switch, another switch around here. I gotcha. Come back here.
Taste my might, human.
Taste the rainbow, bitch. Oh, no way, that's not right. So this is a weird phenomenon here.
Beware the river of death. Its black water shall corrode all it touches.
There are areas where skeletons show up dead that you didn't kill. Weird. I also forgot to do the thing at the river of death. Again. Don't touch it. This thing will just instantly kill you. But we
I'm
need
not
to do...
close enough.
Oh, you asshole. You're gonna make me walk closer to the river of death. Jesus.
I
What?
wonder.
There we go.
Aha! It's rusted.
There we go. Let us never again come this close to the river of death. Hold on. Let's save again. This is such a catchy theme song. I'm sure that something like 5 minutes worth of footage of this is just me saving. I guess that is one of the downsides to LPing this particular game. So the areas that used to be filled with blood are now drained. That's what healing the Sacred Heart did for us. Not that you shouldn't just heal the Sacred Heart, just for the satisfaction of having helped someone out. But you do in fact need to do it to get through this area. So the skulls on stakes look like the skulls of the guards. So where did this come from? What is this place? Because it doesn't seem
The
like
shedding of blood leads to the pallor of death. The blood of mortality poisons the land.
this doesn't seem like something that was done by Azrael's guards. And it's got this weird kind of desert feel, as opposed to kind of the I think stone ground to the rest of the area, which does let you have zombies crawling out of it, of course. So it's very weird. The fact that not zombies, there are guards that show up dead just when you arrive, that part weirds me out. Because as far as I know, there is never any explanation given of who killed those guys. Is it a bug? Look, what? There are living ones next to dead ones. This has got to be a bug. Because why would they just leave skeleton corpses lying around for no apparent reason? I don't know. They don't have any weapons on them. And then they're just... Can I pick these up? Because these are just skulls in them. I guess not. Whoa. I hate the ones standing up on top of these, because they're kind of annoying to get rid of. Shooting down on you and all that. And I think I'm gonna... Yeah, it's down to the...
I will skin you and pick your bones.
Oh, sure. There's one on top of there. Well, let's get away from him, because he can't follow us. Now I am using up my mushrooms. Some of the time they seem to have really bad aim. Ow. And we see the vase room. You know, wasn't this a thing in Plants vs. Zombies? Pretty sure it was. Wandering spirits, of course. Wandering souls or wandering spirits? I don't remember now.
Halt! Prepare to die.
Yeah. Wait, I hear zombie. This is a Plants vs. Zombies knockoff. I think there's one more. Maybe I killed all of them. I like how every one of the items you can pick up has its cute little sound effect. Ball, shoot. Ball, shoot. So does this make me a vase ace? Let's see, I think, no wait, one more. Texture of the crystals has turned a little bit weird. This is definitely gonna run longer than my last video. I don't know if that's just because this area takes more time to get through, or it's just because of me dicking around. Maybe a little bit of both. There's an important area that we need to visit, and if I let myself just wander through the maze, I will never get there, so I should follow the route that I know leads to where we're going, which is up here. And we are doing a pretty good job of exploring the area. I think we're getting through most of it pretty well. I really am hoping that,
Phew! What's that moldy smell?
I really am hoping that this doesn't take too long.
Life, mortal.
I don't know how much patience you guys have for just watching me run around and stab skeletons. Mold! See, now this used to be a pool of blood. Even if you decided to eat the zombie mushrooms, I really wouldn't touch these. I mean, it's got mold and then mushrooms. This place is just gross. I wouldn't eat food that came out of here. No way. But hey, I guess Connor will eat anything. I don't know. Maybe the curative nature of the mushrooms protects them from being rotten or something. But on the other hand, I mean, how do you know every mushroom that you run into in your adventure is curative? I mean, whoa. Oops. I mean, what if it's one of those really deadly mushrooms? Then you really feel embarrassed. I guess they're distinctive. I guess you just don't run into any mushrooms other than that look like this. I don't know. Ow. Must not feel very good to get hit in the back of the head with a fireball. I should have my sword out. The arrows are really not so good for, they're really not very good for handling the melee skeletons, because those are one of the enemies that I can never seem to quite get them before they reach me. And then I'm standing there, you know, getting whacked with a sword while I've got a bow and arrow in my hand. It's just not good times. Hey, another rock. I don't think I even got 3 rocks in my test run. I'm sure that if I don't get all the rocks, I'll regret it later.
The soul goes round upon a wheel of stars, and all things return.
I don't think that really has any relevance to the puzzles. I always hate it when you can hear them, but you don't know where they are. Come out and fight.
You're
I can
lying.
take you.
Give it up.
I gotcha. Now I'm trying to think of a skeleton joke and I'm not coming up with anything. I don't know. Maybe there's a skeleton out there that's insecure about its baldness. They'll run up to you and say, "Your haircut, mortal. Give it up." I mean, do they all just want souls? I've got a lot of things besides souls. So a soul. Time to bust out the bow and arrow. Or the crossbow. I keep calling it that. There's more dead skeletons. I don't think that one was dead when I played with it. I really don't know what's up with the dead skeletons. It seems like it's gotta be some kind of bug. Cause I mean, why would you do that? I don't know.
My might, human.
Oh yeah, I tasted your might alright. I'm so
Truth did not
scared.
come into the world naked, but it came in images. One must enter through the image into the truth.
Yeah, we've explored most of this area. Although we haven't seen the boatman yet. Which we should. Hold on, sword out. Doom, 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 doom. Did I kill these zombies and then not? I think I'm just gonna run up and kill these guys. And oh yeah, I remember where this is.
Lo, a place to use my map. I can magically transport from here.
Awesome. So, from here we could actually go back to Daventry through the keep if we really wanted to. But we don't want to. So let's go ahead and get out of here. Center this. It's been a while since I saved. I really should save, because even when I'm in a good, safe place, the game really could crash at any moment at all. Which really sucks. That sucks a lot. I still don't know what it's gonna look like to you when the game crashes. So hopefully I'm not gonna go back and see that the recording has completely messed something up. We'll see. If something does go wrong, I might include some kind of segue clip. I guess you'll know if I did end up doing that. You're in the future. And I am in the past. Which is really weird to think about. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into rambling philosophy on you this time. Oh yeah, we should,
Die, puny mortal.
this is a good place to go to. We're in for a bit of a climb though, so just be forewarned. As if this wasn't dragging on long enough.
Flesh is not allowed here, human.
Flesh is not allowed here. You can't be part of our undead club because you got flesh. That's not cool, man. You should just go away. Wait, hold on. Did I go around it? I guess I did. I don't know, I really like the voice clips from the skeletons. They're, alerted voice clips. I guess it's just because they've kind of got that almost kind of campy, over-the-top, deep, threatening voice. It looks like their voices, the voice clips have been, altered in some way to make them kind of have that deep sound, and you can tell they I think that it kind of messed with the quality a little bit because you can tell there's kind of a sort of a warble in the background of their voice clips that I don't think is supposed to be there. Climb, climb, climb. I understand that it's realistic that you'd climb slowly, but I don't know. We could have a little bit more briskness. Did I increase the brightness? I'm trying to remember if I did that. Yeah, I did. I don't know if it helps any. Because I didn't really notice a difference. How come we're in shadow, but Connor's body is completely bright? But anyway, like I was saying, I understand that it's realistic that someone climbs slowly, but really, it's the same thing with ladders in games. It's like no one wants to spend, 15 seconds watching a guy climb a ladder. It's just boring. So that's, yeah, it's, I guess it's just one of those, anytime you go to a game and you can see the rope changes lengths as I throw it. Anytime you have a game where you climb a ladder quickly, you're just kind of relieved that you just don't have to spend that time just watching your character climb a ladder. I mean, it's almost like a cutscene when because it's like you can't really interact with it. You just hold up and watch your character climb. And in most games, there's nothing really happening on the ladder. I guess if it's like, I guess in Mega Man, where enemies are attacking you on the ladder, the speed of climbing the ladder might make a difference. I think Mega Man doesn't actually have fast climbing, but most games it doesn't matter. And if it doesn't matter, you should just have the fast climbing. It's just kind of one of those quality of life things where no one likes watching a dude climb a ladder. Just sitting around, just watching. Okay, we're in pretty good health, so I'm gonna save. We're getting near the ultimate point here as we move forward. So we know what we're doing here at least. We're looking for the Hammer of Azrael, which we need to cross the River of Death. It's not entirely clear, actually. It's not entirely clear how that helps us cross the River of Death, but it will become clear with time. I love how these guys can, Oh, come on. Oh, come on, that's not fair. These guys can kind of fire on you as they're turning around, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's, AIs for you. In this area, pretty much every crate has a skeleton archer in it. I think they literally all do. So you really just want to hit them with a sword, wait for them to assemble, and just whack them to death. Get over here. Weepers, creepers, where'd you get those peepers? I like that these guys are in cages, but actually to save some time, we're gonna let them all out. So this is kind of a puzzle, but it's kind of not, because the operation of it kind of is sensible when you think about it. So those open the forward doors pointing ahead of us. These open the cell doors, but there are actually 4 blocks. And so this opens every door in the block, and these control which block the switches control. So, and you can only select one of these at a time. So we select a block, and then it'll change to reflect the state of the cells in that block. So we're opening all the switches in the second block. This is a little bit tedious, but and then we open all the switches in the third block. And thought I saw a mushroom. And then we open all the switches in the fourth block. Hooray! Doot 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 doot. Now we're gonna have to watch out because there are more weepers in the cells.
It's beyond my reach.
I wonder what Connor's exact reach is anyway. Anyway, we should use caution here. So last thing we want is a weeper to ruin our day. Oh, what? I didn't think I was anywhere near that guy. Didn't coins fall in? Here. I think coins fell out of this one too. But trust me that there will eventually be a use for the coins. I know that we've been collecting a lot of coins and we have seen no one whatsoever who will act as a shopkeeper for us. But there are points where we will be able to use our coins, because we haven't really been visiting areas of normal civilization.
It's beyond my reach.
You know? The coins will matter. Yeah, that's their life drain effect. And this is the area we already passed through with the bars up, which is why I killed these archers beforehand. And they drop money. That's nice. Money. I like money. Money makes the world go around, or something. Yeah. 2 of them coming at me. Looked like that one soul disappeared as the other one appeared. That's weird. God, these things creep me out. It's a good thing you can gun them down from a distance. And of course, the coins are so hard to see. I'm sure... There we are. I would just make them like green or something. Like, there's no reason why the coins would be green, but it's better than trying to look for coins against like the beige floor. What does that do again? I think it opens the door to the Bridge of Life, which there is an exposition man that I have kind of skipped over, or not seen at this point. He's up here in this corner here. The last place I haven't explored, pretty much. So there's 2 pretty tough battles ahead of us right now. I think for the first one, I think I will heal up and then take it on straight. And the second one is actually pretty tough, so I think I will use a shield potion for it. So, we read the inscription that said that truth did not come into the world naked, it came in images, and you must move through the images to see the truth. And this is a hint about this door here.
There is something strange about this door.
And you can actually just walk right through it.
This door has no substance.
You shan't gain the hammer, mortal.
I can, Spectre, and I shall.
How about thee? Haha. Take that. The weird thing is that this guy kind of falls apart and, like, you can see there's, like, meat in his body. What is this creature physiologically? Of course there's these assholes. These are the 2 spirits in the whole area of the game that will give you trouble. I don't think they can kill you, oddly enough. I think they can reduce you to 1 hit point. Ow. Like that, yeah. Which, I don't know if that's a bug or not. Feel like I wasted time healing up when that's gonna happen. I don't think it's worth reloading for it. Well, whatever. I'm just gonna go back to the, Ooh. Shit, fuck. Can these things not kill me either? God. Alright. Okay. I think I got a little bit careless. That was my fault. So the thing about the Hammer of Azrael, which does kind of suck a little, is that it is stronger than the crossbow, of course, but you can't rapid fire it, because you need to wait for it to come back to you. So I'm not actually sure if it's a better weapon. Which is kind of a shame, because you'd like... Can you even... I don't know. The guide says that... My crossbow kind of disappears. The guide that I read says that that you can in fact dodge through those I might go around actually. The guide says that you can dodge through those two spirits, but I haven't seen any way of doing so. They really just seem to hit you no matter what. So I don't know if there's something I'm missing, or if the guide is just BSing me, and I have to go around them in some way. I don't know. But if it's a puzzle, it's not a very good one, because I mean, you can take your damage and go down to 1 hit point and then come back here for free, which does make me wonder if it is a bug, because you notice that the other Wandering Spirit did actually kind of knock me down. Okay, so now that's obviously wrong. The texture here. That's really weird. Oh yeah, and I probably would have forgotten all about this, but
Good, thou hast returned, champion. Let me begin again where I had last left off. Aye, bring me some rust and mold.
Thank you. I shall do so.
She's really pissed off that I left without letting her finish.
I have gained, fair lady, some rust. Will this do?
Perfect.
I have found some mold, dear lady.
Wonderful. Now, behold.
I am grateful, good damsel. Your kindness has inspired me.
Be careful, O champion of champions.
That's 5 not hit points, 5 defense. That's better than that's way better than I got from putting on the chainmail armor, so that's really worth it. It's a shame you can't get it until you take care of the Sacred Heart, but I probably should have gotten it sooner anyway. Whoops. My finger slipped. And we're gonna come upon the Weeper over here. Right? Right? There it is. Over here, dude. Hello? Hello? Really having trouble, aren't you? Whoa, whoops. There's another Weeper. Where is it? Jeez. That guy really wasn't paying attention. There's another dead skeleton. That really weirds me out. It's just not something you expect to run into. These skeletons that have already been killed. Here we go. We found the boatman.
Sir Boatman, I require passage across the River of Death.
Only souls of the deceased may embark thus. Thou art a man living.
Just this once?
My vessel is incorporeal. Thou art physical.
Then pray tell, how may a mortal man such as myself ever hope to cross the river?
Seekest thou the bridge of life?
Aye, sir. I shall. Thank you.
I need to keep talking to this guy, which I forgot to do in my
Where are
test
the
run.
souls for transport, good boatman?
Lord Azrael is imprisoned. All is chaos. The land bleeds.
Aye, I noticed foul pools of blood.
The Sacred Heart is wounded. The Deliverer must heal it.
The Deliverer? Who might that be?
The mortal one who wouldst be judged above all others.
Ah, I see. Sir Boatman, I would seek to heal the Sacred Heart. Might I be the deliverer you aforementioned?
The heart of the deliverer wouldst be judged upon the scales of justice.
Scales of justice?
Equilibrium must be restored. Attain perfect balance against the feather of truth.
The feather of truth?
I shall do so.
Thought I had that
You
one.
aforementioned the feather of truth, good
Oh,
Boatman.
here we go.
Where might such be found?
Seekest thou the hall of respite? Judge the skulls on the left. Down creation, the one complete, stands out.
What?
Down creation plus completion equals all things.
Thank you, sir. I shall keep that in mind.
Connor's like, what in the fuck?
Sir Boatman, you aforementioned the Bridge of Life. Whither shall I seek it?
The bridge of life spans the river of death. Follow the river to the east.
Thank you, sir. I shall. Sir Boatman, you aforementioned the Bridge of Life.
Now I don't want to interrupt
Whither shall I
him,
seek it?
because he'll get
The
mad at
bridge of
me.
life spans the river of death. Follow the river to the east.
Thank you, sir. I shall.
Okay, so the boatman tells us how to solve the puzzle with the skulls that I talked about before. The first thing he says is to judge the skulls on the left.
Beware the river of...
Yeah. He says to judge the skulls on the left. So you know you have to judge, or you have to pick a skull from the left side. That's your first hint. The second one is he said, down creation plus right completion equals all things. Now what does that mean? Now we found an inscription earlier that said that the number of creation is 3. So we're supposed to take that, and we're supposed to plug in, bothers me when I hear a weeper and I don't know where it's coming from. We're supposed to take that to mean that we are supposed to go count down by a certain number and then right by a certain number, and that will lead us to the skull. That is the correct one. I think this might be the other one.
7 holds the key to the rhythms of life, the number of completeness.
Yes, that is correct. So, down creation is down 3, and right completion is right 7. So you're supposed to interpret that, and then go to the skulls, count down by 3, right by 7, and take that skull. And the astounding thing is, I actually read that in a guide. I looked it up, it sounded immediately familiar because I have done all this before. The astounding thing is that back when I first played this, around 1998 or so, there were no guides. I had nothing to do to solve any of these puzzles except to just wander around and try things. And you might think, well, being a dumb
The
kid,
shedding of blood leads to the pallor...
I could just try every skull until I got the right one. I mean, that's how I solved the puzzle with the symbols in front of Azrael's place. But in fact, that is not how I solved it, because I remember that I actually did figure out the puzzle. I figured out that down creation plus right completion equals all things. I actually did interpret what that meant and picked the skull on the left shelves, down by 3, right by 7. And that astounds me, because if I had just been left to solve all of this completely fresh, I have no idea how long it would have taken me to figure that out, now. How I did that when I was like 10, I have no idea. I think it's just because back in the day, you had no walkthroughs, you had fewer games to play, you don't just have like dozens of web games like you do now. So I guess
Closer, human. You shall learn of your imminent death.
you just
I
commit
have
to
no
the games
desire
you've
to
got.
die, spirit, as many a corpse will attest.
Your quest ends here, mortal. for no one crosses the river of death. There is now a new order, and it shall prevail.
My quest is to restore the Mask of Eternity to where it belongs.
You shall meet your death, mortal, but I'll not need to soil my hands with your blood.
Boom. That's kind of badass, actually.
Be prepared to die, human.
We shall see.
Okay, I don't need to pick these up immediately. Come back here, you squirrely cowards. Wonder if you can actually chase them into the River of Death. That would be kind of annoying, because I'm not totally sure how you'd get them back. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, shit, he does. Oh, that sucks. I'm gonna lose whatever he's gonna drop. I should have just hit him like this. Oh, man, that sucks. Right into the black waters of death. Oh, shit. Oh, well. You win some, you lose some, I guess. It's just a mushroom and some, you know, stuff.
Ho! It worked!
Oh. What ho? That's weird, the draw distance abruptly changes. I don't know why it does that. Alright, we made it! We made it through the Dimension of Death. Definitely saving, because the first time that I went in here, I took like 5 steps and the game crashed again. Which seems like it's entirely possible it might happen here. Unloading files, please wait. Here we go. Do 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 do.
Where am I now? A swamp?
Alright, so yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here, just in case walking forward will make the game crash. So, next time on King's Quest VIII, we will go ahead and explore the swamp. See you then!